Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked. Dev and I are doing a discussion over Black Rose Wars Duel Lex. Yeah, so this is the deluxe whatever copy. So your box might not look like this.
Yeah, it's limited edition.
Limited edition.
Get on our level.
Right.
Get on Seth's level.
Yeah, only people who have money can get the limited edition. That's really what it is. Anyway, so this is basically Black Rose Wars as a two-player game, specifically designed for two players, because apparently no one likes the original Black Rose Wars at 2. I've never played it at 2. I actually am going to play the new one, Rebirth, at 2, because a friend of mine, he got the copy and he wants to see if it's any good at 2. But when this was announced, I was actually really excited because of that. Like, Black Rose Wars has always been a game that's really big on having a bunch of players, a bunch of different mages, different schools that you're comboing, vying for control on who's killing who. And Duel itself, I kind of have mixed feelings on it, because the game comes with one school of magic, which is like this Templar Crusader school. Seems to really focus on getting the undead Templaries out, buffing them with abilities, and kind of activating them a lot. Not a whole lot of direct interaction. I mean, there is.
So we were both using the same school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In Black Rose Wars Duels, you have one school.
Gotcha.
That you pull from. In regular Black Rose Wars, which I know you've only played maybe a handful of times, there are a bunch of schools. And one amazing thing about Black Rose Wars is the sheer variety of schools.
So do you pick your school at the beginning?
Yeah, so each
you
mage...
get your own personal school?
No, well, so in the original, each mage had a specialty of school, but that really just meant... You know how we had these personalized cards that were shuffled into our deck that had our picture on them? Each mage kind of has those shuffled into the school deck, but they're all universal. Any mage can pull from any school at any given time. Okay. So you know how we have the study phase where we draw 2 from our deck? In the regular game, you draw 2 from your deck, and then you draw from 2 from any number of schools.
Gotcha.
That are available. But yeah, in Black Rose Wars, there is one school that both players are sharing. And the game comes with just one school, which again, really big on summoning the undead Templari, giving them abilities like explosive bones and bone shields, and having them out on the board a lot. I don't know if I'm not vibing Duel itself, which is really interesting because I thought I would really like it because I love Black Rose Wars. I think it's an awesome dueling, something about dueling mages. That theme is just super cool to me. But so we're wondering if it's just the system of Black Rose Wars Duel, or if it was the school of magic that just wasn't that exciting. It felt very basic. Yeah. Hey, summon these. They go and punch someone. Hey, deal 3 damage to someone.
Yeah, right. It's been a while since I played, and I played it maybe once, maybe twice at most. The original Black Rose Wars with you. Right. So I don't have a lot of reference to how they compare.
That's why I'm here.
Yes. So with this game, am I able to bring in? I'm able to swap this out with another school of magic.
Yes. So that is one thing that's amazing about this. Is it even says beyond the Duel. So Duel, the material in this box can be used to expand Black Rose Wars. The Lex can be put into the regular game. Forgotten spells can get added. Bartholomew and Ulrich, the 2 mages, can be added, and the rooms. So everything from here is compatible with all Black Rose War stuff.
Gotcha.
Black Rose Wars into Duel. School of Magic, you may replace the Lex School of Magic with any School of Magic from the other products. Making sure to include in the game all the materials necessary. Due to the head-to-head challenge nature of this game, some of the schools of magic that develop complex tactics may not be impactful in a duel. It should also be kept in mind that if a school of magic involves the use of additional rules, they will need to be consulted of the core game rules and stuff. Gotcha. And then Forgotten Spells, because there's a ton of the Forgotten Spells, not just 2. Yeah. The game just comes with 2 Forgotten Spells in the base game of this. All of those can be added.
Gotcha.
All the mages from all the black can be added.
Okay.
And then all the rooms. So these 7 rooms, besides the... well, I guess you may replace the 7 rooms with rooms. So I guess you don't have to have the Black Rose room. So, yeah, pretty much everything is backwards compatible and compatible. Like, you can use all this stuff and the other stuff. You can use that stuff in here.
Yeah.
So you can do the occult school. You can do the bardic school. You can do the destructive school.
Gotcha.
You can do... I mean, they have one that's basically Cthulhu school. Like, any school, but it still is just the one school.
Right. I'm not sure with the structure of game, how I feel about the 1v1.
Yeah.
So yeah, with this one, we were running into, we're drawing from the same decks, essentially. I'm getting a lot of cards that say, oh, hey, it's a lot of Templari manipulation. Summon a Templari, give them a buff, activate the Templari, lose a point, activate a Templari, and it's, it felt very limiting. I felt like I was top decking quite a bit. Like, I'm like, okay, this is the cards we got. Like, one, like, okay, I get a bunch of hits. And then, cool. Sometimes I get a good hand. Sometimes, like, okay, it's all a bunch of Templari manipulation. I have no Templari out, and you haven't summoned any.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to eat shit.
Right. Yeah, or I'm drawing all the ones that just deal damage. Like, like first turn of this game was, oh, you deal 2 damage to me. I didn't die. 4. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
So I dealt 8 damage in 1 round, and it's like, oh, I just happened to draw this.
The quests, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm like, they're both visible. You said before that they're personal. I think I'd like that better.
Yes.
I don't like competing, and they're so broad that either one of us could go for them. And again, you said that was a turn order thing.
Yeah, well, because it's as soon as someone meets that, then they can announce that they completed the quest. But because turn order matters, if I play 3, instant spells or combat spells before you do, it's like, oh, okay, because I got to go before you.
Yeah.
Then, hey, I did my 3 before you. I'm gonna get my points.
And they give you points.
They give you points. I mean, the Black Rose kind of deals damage to you. Like, there's like a penalty for completing them.
Yeah.
But you get points. And really, you're also preventing the Black Rose from getting points. And I will say the Black Rose gets a little bit more involved in this. It almost feels like the Black Rose in this is meant to replace a 3rd player.
Yeah. Just like an extra...
Yeah, because they have events, like in the original game, there was a deck of 3 different decks of events, depending on the phases of the game.
Yeah.
And it's like the Black Rose would be instigated and involved that way. Here, it's like, there's 4 turns in the game, and it's like, okay, Black Rose phase, it does that. So you know exactly what the Black Rose is going to do the entire game, because the game's only 4 rounds. So it's like, okay, well, it's going to place instability, it's going to convert damage, it's going to place damage, it's going to do this, and... that's that. Here's my biggest thing of why I'm not really digging this, and it kind of goes back to the fact that there's one school. In original Black Rose, it felt like, okay, you're this type of school. You studied divination. Like, and I mean, and nothing ever stops you from going like, hey, I'm going to play a bunch of divination and then go into destruction. Nothing stops you from, developing a deck to get cool combos. That's the beauty of Black Rose Wars. It's freedom in that. But you could very much be like, my mage specializes in illusion. I'm only going to pull from the illusion deck. So it's an illusionist, and if you pull from transfiguration, we have 2 completely different game styles on how we're competing. Right. Here, I felt no different from you.
Yeah, it was the exact same.
It was the exact same. It's like, oh man,
no thrill. I felt the whole time.
It felt very, what's just just going through the motions.
Yeah, it's like, I got the bolt spell that you also can cast.
Yeah, exactly.
I summoned a Templari. I transformed your Templari and made him attack you.
Exactly. There also wasn't really a whole lot of like, because in original Black Rose Wars, again, you have defensive spells that you don't reveal. They're kind of like, they're trap cards. So it's like, I'm going to activate this, and you place a token on it, and it's like, that's activated. That was one of my 2 activations, but you don't know what that is. So you get to do that. You activated my trap card.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of them can be like...
It definitely needs that.
Yeah.
Because...
And again, I think it's mainly a problem with the Lex School. That's not what it's meant to do.
Right.
But it's also a hindrance because it's like... it's the one school.
So, like, say if we swapped out the Lex School and we did, like, Illusionary,
yeah.
how would that go? From what you know of the Illusionary School.
The Illusionary does a lot of traps, a lot of, like, oh, you went to attack me, I'm not actually there. You can do, like teleportation stuff.
Okay.
There's... it's a lot of, like, traps and conditional spells. But they're not heavy attack.
Yeah. Well, like, this would be fun if we had completely different schools, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like would be better.
That would make sense to the duel.
Yeah. I wasn't... Yeah.
I was double checking. I'm like, maybe I missed the setup, but because the game only came with one school, that's all they want. Like, it'd be dumb if they were like, hey, actually, each mage can have their own school. It's like, but you only provided one. So, no, the game is meant to be one school. I guess we're dueling Lex mages. Is
or the agreed is like, we used this school before the battle or something.
Right. But it becomes very, like, you just don't feel like an individual. Like, nothing differentiated me from Ulrich to Bartholomew, except I had one more hit point than you, and you can hold one more card than me.
Yes, which I never built up enough of a hand.
But yeah, but also at the same time, some schools absolutely would not work. Divination, for example, does a lot of quest deck manipulation. Pulling a bunch of quests, seeing the future, and seeing the tops of decks and stuff.
Gotcha.
There are no quest cards in this. And I really, hate the face-up quest. What I originally thought was, like, because they're... The board I actually really like. Like, I like how...
That's very
like,
It'd be great.
Very organized. Like, it's like, so everything that you're keeping track of, the board has punch-outs in it to keep track of cubes and stuff. I like that, but because it's so segmented, your side, my side, I thought the quests were tied to each of us. Like, only I can do these, only you can do that, but that nothing in the rules that I found segmented it. They're just there. So at any point, and that would also be dumb because not all quests are created equal. Like, if they were segmented, like only I can do these and only you can do those, then if I did all three of these, I would only get 1, 2, I'd get 4 points, you can get 5.
Yeah.
With them not really being any harder to do. So, and another thing, there's only these 2 quest cards. I mean, they're double-sided, so...
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. So, it's also very, very minimalist.
Yeah,
There's only these boards. So, there's only this turn order. I mean, it's double-sided, but it's either
one or
these...
the other.
Yeah, it's either these 4 events or these 4 events for one game. And that one school.
It's kind of lazy.
It really does. It kind of feels like a cash grab. Like, hey, people are complaining about Black Rose Wars not being good at 2. Here's a 2-player thing.
Yeah.
It's really good if you have all the other content. But
this alone, I would hate this.
Yeah, this is literally it. 2 mages, and again, all the mages in the original one have special abilities tied to them. You don't have to do that, but they all can be a little bit more unique. So, Ulrich to Bartholomew, or Bartholomeus, there's only those 2. Nothing really different. 1 extra hit point. That can be handy. Only 2 forgotten spells. The 7. So there's nothing... Like, the box is empty. This is it.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much. I think it was like $50.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like a glorified expansion?
It really feels like, hey, I want everything for Black Rose Wars. I don't give a shit about this. I want to add this to my existing stuff.
Yeah.
Which I have everything for Black Rose Wars. So this is like, oh, hey, great. 7 more locations. 2 more mages. Another school. And a few more...
I guess a new mod to fight with that's just kind of...
but here's the thing. I would never play this. Like, I would much rather just deal with...
Just play Black Rose Wars?
Yeah, at 2.
It felt more significant, at least that's from what I can remember. And I think this is a game that I feel would be better with a group fight scenario.
Oh, 100%. Because, again, here's the other thing. When you're dealing damage, there's actual thought into who you want to attack. Like, do I want to divide and conquer and have a little bit of damage on everyone so when they die, I get some points? Do I want to hyperfixate on one? Positioning matters because the board's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
My problem with this is movement didn't matter. Because the cards, the school has to accommodate for being able to go into the other game. these weren't designed specifically for it, which I appreciate. It'd be annoying if we just had this, and it's like, oh, can't incorporate this. But almost all of the cards had a range of 2.
Yeah.
Well,
and then you're hitting anyone anywhere.
Literally anyone. But that won't matter. That actually matters in the other game because it's a lot bigger. So range matters.
Yeah.
Movement matters. And so it's like, this might be a really badass school to hyperfixate in a massive board where you just kind of summon and buff up your own skeleton Templar army and you send them out to just be like, hey, by the way, yeah, it has explosive bones. I'm going to move it out there and I'm going to disarm it so it blows up in a room of 3 mages. It's like you guys were all fighting and then this fucking kamikaze just blow.
Yeah.
All of that is what makes it exciting. And it's like, hey, this is my school. I'm this old Templar mage that has spirit, has stayed in. That's my theme. You're this other one who's all about nature or turning yourself into a different creature. But this on its own, oh god, like no.
Yeah.
Because the first time that we played this, we called it a wash because it's like you didn't do any of the quests, and you still didn't really do any of the quests.
I'm still like kind of bewildered how you shot so far ahead.
So the Black Rose room got me 6 points. Killing you 3 times got me 9 points. That's 15 already.
Yeah.
And then I got 2, 3, 4 from that, and then endgame.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's there, but it's like I didn't feel like I worked harder than you. And one great thing about Black Rose Wars that's always been, it wasn't ever a player elimination. You die, it's like, okay, you dealt 6 damage to me, Keith did 3, Mason did 2.
And then distributes points.
And then it's like, okay, you get 3 points, Keith gets 2, Mason gets 1. Which is good because you might not have as many points as everyone, so you kind of jump up. And it was always about who had the most points by the end of the game. Quests give you points in the original, but again, those are cards that you draw, and you have specific goals. You don't have to fight anyone. Like, if your quests don't align to that, you can go all quests and be like, I'm going to get a bunch of points this way. This on its own, I think, is literally just... if you're a completionist, get this, so you have more content for the much better version. This is... the cover is fucking sexy. But I don't know. They also have this weird thing. They have another game called Nova... What is it? Nova Aetus. It's like some Renaissance game. I keep seeing a bunch of their stuff that's like supposed to be cross-compatible. And I'm like, what is this game? Why do they keep promoting it? And that's kind of what this is. That's why it's like the Templar theme, because that's kind of what the Nova Aetus, their other game, is.
Gotcha.
So I don't know why this was even made if they didn't provide any content for it. And the way that they put the title is Duel Lex. Well, Lex is the school of magic, so are they going to make a Duel something else?
Yeah. Huh.
Because you think it would just be called Black Rose Wars Duel, but then they have Lex. It's like,
Lex!
Nope, that's the school of magic, so that's it.
Yeah. Well, if they lets them make more content but make you spend more money on it, I guess they'll just keep doing that.
They will, and I'll get it so I can have stuff to put in the original game. And I know this is kind of based off their new system of rebirth. So the other big difference is in the original Black, the one you've played, it was all the rooms had abilities.
Okay.
But as you were casting spells, like doing a shit ton of destruction spells and stuff, you're still putting instability. But as that filled up, it destroyed the room, so it lost the ability.
Oh.
In Rebirth, the theme is like the Black Rose is like trying to build itself back up. So it kind of does the opposite, like this does, where it's like none of the abilities are here, but as we put instability back into it, it flips, and now the ability is there.
Gotcha.
It's different. I haven't played Rebirth yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna like that more. Funny enough, the first time I play Rebirth is actually going to be as a 2-player game.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to directly compare that to this. But... Because I was like, Devin hates this game.
It's not great. I'm not vibing it. It didn't feel zesty.
Yeah.
We just did... mythic battles. And I'm like, that was way better as a skirmish
Yeah.
versus fighting game.
Yeah.
So, like, I kind of felt into that one, but this one, I was like, okay, I got my one guy to do my one couple of spells. The only, like, the complexity is, like, the order that they go off of.
Right.
So, and it's still the one school. We're both doing the same fucking thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
That was
whatever.
I think this game could have worked if they at least put in 2 schools and said each mage picks one. Because, like, I guess I should say, the difference is each school, and I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure every school has, like, 2 forms about it.
Okay.
That was the difference. Was you picked
I get those starting
chaplain,
spells.
so you start with those 6. I picked knight. I start with those 6. That was our diff. But the problem is like these specifically did not feel different enough. Whereas the other game, I feel like they do. But even then, it's like, I don't know. I would have much rather just had it be like, hey, it's Duel. Here's 2 schools. Like, do the what was it? Well, like who were the enemies of the Templars? Like, I thought there was like 2 factions.
You think
You could have
Assassin's
done
Creed?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, you could do an assassin school.
Yeah.
Like the Lex, and then do the assassin. So one knight, one player picks. I mean, you could still do like all the other ones where it's 2 things. So whoever picks the Lex school to play, they pick one of these as their starting hand, and then it's like the assassin school. I pick one of those. So we do play completely different. But again,
Then we're still drawing from the same core deck, so we're going to end up with the same spells.
Or yeah, but it's like you're focused on one. So it's like, instead of like in this specifically, it's like there is no core deck. Like, this is assigned to you. If they did the different schools, I have one. So whenever we're drawing 2 from our deck, and we draw 2 from our own school, so you're still focused on one, which is what they seem to have wanted. So it's like Ulrich is the assassin mage, Bartholomew's is the Lex mage. So it's like we get to see how those work. But again, I kind of think that they clearly didn't want to put in the effort to try and do that.
Yeah, I just didn't. I can't imagine this was playtest very much. And
No, it almost seems like this
it
is
felt
extra,
dry.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
This is extra content from like things that they were working on. They're like, we need to add a few more cards, so we'll just do that, and then we'll package it as a separate game.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't all that much. The components are still really good. This doesn't make me like Black Rose Wars any less, but I would never play this again. And it sucks because I also can't resell it because I won all the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Have the stuff.
Yep. Player aid's good. That was nice. Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Felt very, very tedious with this one. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Devin, what are you giving Black Rose Wars Duel?
Lex! Well...
It's like Black Rose Duels does not represent the original game.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm gonna go 4.
That's where I'm at
It's
too.
not great. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of fun with it.
Right, yeah, because I was like, okay, maybe the first game, but I mean, even the first game I felt the same way. I was like, okay, at any given time, we are always within reach of each other. We can only attack each other, or the summons, but who cares, the summons are there. So it's like, we're only hitting each other, so it's like, I punch you. Because, like, very rarely do I ever do a physical action to actually punch someone.
Yeah.
It's only like, well, they have like 1 hit point left, I'm going to run them,
Yeah.
and then knock them out, and it's like, okay, I got that. But here, it's like, I punch you. I deal 3 damage.
Yep.
You're gonna move? I don't need to.
Yeah.
I can hit you from anywhere.
I'm gonna charge this room up, so I'm gonna hang out here.
You're right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I can use the ability,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like it's not good. So yeah, if you again just want more stuff for Black Rose Wars, then get it. and then basically deconstruct and add it all to your original stuff, then that's a thing.
Yeah.
But I highly, highly discourage getting it specifically to play Duel.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of much better 1v1 skirmish games. If you want about dueling mages, I recommend Summoner Wars. That is pretty much a way better game than this. And unfortunately, I can't speak to Black Rose Wars itself being good at 2. I'm just going off of what Board Game Geek says that people say they wouldn't recommend it at 2.
Yeah.
Or another game that's about dueling mages that we have played, but we might have played. I know we played a specific rule wrong. Was that Evian game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
that one felt like it had potential.
It really did. I think there was
I know we fucked up a rule.
The one where you just kept countering, but that card was like a one-time use. I remember that one specifically, but that one, the problem with that is they're all boxed differently. So to get everything for it, you can't just like get like a bundle for it, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, that's our thoughts on Black Rose Wars Duel. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.